In a world hidden beneath our feet, a magnificent city thrived. An ant colony, a bustling metropolis of millions, worked in perfect harmony. Every tunnel dug, every leaf carried, every morsel of food gathered was a testament to their unity. At the heart of this intricate society was their queen, a matriarch of immense wisdom and grace. Under her rule, the colony flourished, a perfect model of cooperation and industry. Life was a predictable, rhythmic dance of labor and purpose. But on one seemingly ordinary day, the rhythm was shattered. A tremor ran through the earth, a deep, guttural vibration that shook the very foundations of their world. The ants paused, their antennae twitching with alarm. Then another tremor, stronger this time, sending dust and pebbles cascading down their tunnel walls. A shadow, vast and terrifying, blotted out the sun. It grew larger, darker, a creeping eclipse that swallowed the light and brought with it an instinctual, primal fear. The ants looked up, their tiny eyes widening at the impossible sight. A colossal figure towered over them. A mountain of flesh and teeth was a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a relic from a forgotten age, a living nightmare. Its roar, a sound that split the sky, was a physical force, a wave of pure terror that washed over the colony, shaking their world to its core. The age of peace was over. The age of the Titan had begun. Panic erupted. The once orderly colony dissolved into a frantic, chaotic scramble. Ants fled in every direction, their disciplined ranks breaking as terror seized them. The ground shook with each thunderous footstep of the T-Rex. Each step, a potential apocalypse for thousands. Tunnels collapsed, food stores were crushed, and the scent of fear filled the air. It was a scene of pure, unadulterated chaos. The monster loomed, its massive head blotting out the sky, its curious, predatory eyes scanning the chaos below. It seemed amused by the frantic scurrying of the tiny creatures. But in the heart of the chaos, one mind remained calm. The Ant Queen, safe within her royal chamber, felt the terror of her subjects through the vibrations in the earth. She felt their panic, their despair, but she did not succumb to it. Her duty, her very essence, was to lead, to protect. With a strength born of 1,000,000 generations of queens before her, she began to emit a series of sharp, authoritative pheromone signals. It was a scent of command, of order, a chemical shout that cut through the fog of fear. The message was clear. Hold, rally to me. Slowly, hesitantly at first, the message spread. The terrified ants paused, their frantic movements slowing as the queen's command reached them. They turned, their instincts for self-preservation battling with their deep-seated loyalty. One by one, they began to move back towards the center of the colony, drawn by the invisible pull of their leader's will. The bravest of her soldiers, the majors with their oversized mandibles and hardened exoskeletons, were the first to arrive. They formed a protective circle around her chamber, their fear replaced by a fierce, protective resolve. Seeing their courage, more ants joined, the chaotic mob slowly reforming into the disciplined army it once was. The queen emerged, her presence a beacon of calm in the storm. She surveyed her rattled but resolute soldiers. She knew they couldn't fight the beast with brute force. That was suicide. They needed a plan, something daring, something audacious, something so completely unexpected that it just might work. The T-Rex was a creature of immense power, but also immense size. And with great size comes great vulnerability. The queen gathered her top commanders, and together, in the trembling heart of their threatened home, they began to devise a plan. A plan not of conquest, but of defense. A plan to use their greatest weakness, their size, as their greatest weapon. They would not meet the giant head-on. They would become an annoyance, an irritation, 1,000 tiny cuts that would drive the behemoth away. The strategy was set. The ant colony would not be victims. It would be warriors. The call to arms echoed through the colony. A river of black and red, an army of thousands upon thousands of ants poured from the entrances of their nest. They moved as one, a single, determined entity, their individual fears drowned in a wave of collective courage. Their target, the colossal T-Rex, which was now carelessly sniffing at the entrance to their main granary, its hot breath like a hurricane. The ant army didn't hesitate. As they reached the monstrous, scaly feet of the dinosaur, the front ranks surged forward, began to climb. Up the rough, bark-like skin of the T-Rex's legs they swarmed, a living, crawling carpet of tiny soldiers. More and more followed, a relentless tide of chitin and mandibles. The T-Rex at first didn't even notice. Sensation was like a faint tickle. But the tickle grew, became an itch, then a prickle, then 1,000 stinging pinpricks. The beast looked down, its massive, a blinking in confusion at the sight of its own legs, now covered in a moving, shimmering mass of insects. It let out a low growl of annoyance and shook one of its powerful legs. Hundreds of ants were sent flying, flung through the air like living shrapnel. But for every 100 that fell, 1,000 more took their place, continuing their relentless ascent. They swarmed higher, reaching its underbelly, its back, its long, powerful tail. The attack was coordinated. Following the Queen's plan, they targeted the most sensitive areas, the soft skin around the eyes, inside of its nostrils, the tender flesh between its scales. Their bites, individually insignificant, became a torment when multiplied by thousands. The T-Rex began to roar in earnest now, not with predatory hunger, but with frustration and pain. It thrashed wildly, stomping its feet and whipping its tail, trying to dislodge the infuriating pests. It spun in circles, smashing trees and pulverizing the earth, but it couldn't shake them. The ant army clung on with ferocious tenacity, a testament to their unbreakable will. They were a living embodiment of the idea that unity could overcome any disparity in size. The world's mightiest predator was being brought to its knees by its smallest inhabitants. The battle raged. The T-Rex, a creature that had known no equal, a king of its time, was being driven mad. It could crush mountains, but it couldn't stop the persistent biting swarm that covered its body. Its roars of fury echoed across the landscape, but they were met only by the silent, unyielding determination of the ant army. The ants were everywhere, a relentless, unified force of irritation. Every thrash, every stomp, only served to exhaust the colossal beast. It snapped its massive jaws at its own legs, trying to bite the attackers away, but it was like trying to catch smoke. The sheer number of ants was overwhelming. The mighty predator, the apex of its food chain, was finally learning a lesson in humility. Frustration turned to desperation. This was a battle it could not win, a foe it could not crush. The pain and annoyance were simply too much to bear. With a final ear-splitting roar of utter exasperation, the T-Rex gave up. It turned and began to lumber away, shaking and twitching, still trying to dislodge the last of its tiny tormentors. The giant retreated, its thunderous footsteps fading into the distance. The ants, those that remained on the beast, simply dropped off, their mission accomplished. Back at the colony, the ground fell silent. The terrifying tremors ceased. The shadow was gone. A weary, battered, but victorious army returned home. The colony was damaged. Many had been lost, but they had survived. They had faced the greatest challenge imaginable and had won. Cheers, in the silent chemical language of the ants, rose from the depths of the earth. They celebrated their queen, their unity, and their impossible victory. That day, the ant colony proved a timeless truth to the world. It is not the size of the creature that matters, but the size of its courage and the strength of its spirit. And that together, even the smallest among us can stand against the greatest of giants and emerge victorious. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story of courage and teamwork, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing tales from the natural world.